So, along Namibia's southern coast, there's a stretch of desert where the Atlantic wind comes hard off of the ocean and the sun hits it almost every day of the year. That is where the government wants to plant one of the biggest green hydrogen projects on Earth. So, the Hyphen project, a partnership between Hyphen Hydrogen Energy and the Namibian state, is planned inside the Tsau Khaeb National Park. And the idea is to build several gigawatts of wind and solar farms, feed that electricity into massive electrolyzers, split that water into hydrogen, and then turn that hydrogen into ammonia for export. If it all happens on schedule, the project would cost more than $10 billion and aim to produce roughly 2 million tons of ammonia a year before the end of the decade. During construction, project documents talk about roughly 15,000 jobs with about 3,000 long-term posts once operations stabilize, the majority reserved for Namibians. For the government, this is a chance to become a serious player in the global energy transition, to sell clean fuel instead of raw minerals, and to use some of the power to clean up the domestic grid and reduce electricity imports. But the project has already become a flashpoint. Nama community leaders and rights groups say Tsau Khaeb is more than a park on a map. It's part of their ancestral land. They argue that consultations have been shallow and that people who stand to lose grazing areas or access traditional sites don't really have a veto. In Europe, a big German utility that has signed an early deal to buy ammonia has quietly walked away, citing slower than expected demand growth for hydrogen products. Activists who oppose the project on land rights grounds welcomed that move, even though the company didn't frame its exit that way. So Namibia now sits at the intersection of two big global stories: the race to build green energy and the long fight over who pays the cost of big projects on the ground. When the first turbines start going up, this will be sold as a symbol of modern, moving forward looking African state. How people remember it a decade from now as a shared success or a lopsided deal will depend on decisions being made quietly right now, far from the glossy renderings. If you believe independent journalism like this matters, consider supporting the show through Patreon or a YouTube membership with added perks. For as little as $1 a month, you can help us keep telling the stories that go far beyond the headlines and bringing valuable information to the masses. We don't have big donors or sponsors. We are truly building this pure and from the ground up. If you've gotten something out of these videos, please consider becoming a supporter today and be sure to follow the show so that you don't miss any new updates.